So, boys, being a Houston Rockets fan definitely feels good right now. Coming off the draft where we drafted Reed Shepard with the third overall pick, we're in a pretty good position to set ourselves up for the future. We have a good core. Actually, the core that we've built so far, we have a lot of great pieces, a lot of young pieces that will not only pan out, but also could be used as some trade assets in the future. So today, we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets, talking about their future, because they've built a really great team. And considering all their pieces, considering that they just went into a rebuild, what was it, like 4 years ago when James Harden left, when Russell Westbrook left, this team's future was really grim. We saw guys like John Wall. We saw guys like Christian Wood. We saw guys like Sterling Brown, if you guys know who that is. Justin Patton. Those type of guys were starting. Jayshawn Tate was on his rookie season. It was definitely looking grim, but where we are right now, we definitely built. I would say we built through the draft, and we built something special here. So we're going to talk about the Rockets. It's been a while since we talked Rockets here, and I would say coming off a really great season for the Rockets where they went 41-41, they're definitely worth talking about, especially going into next season where they do have a lot of questions, I feel like, in terms of who's going to be playing well next season. So let's get right into that. So yeah, like I said, coming off a very strong ending to their season, the Rockets are looking to make a postseason appearance next season. They were trying to push for the play-in around the end of, I would say, April. And, Jalen Green had that stretch, that really hot stretch of games where he just went nuclear. We all know that one clip of him dropping, I think it was DeLon Wright on the Wizards, the no-look three. That was one of the best clips I've seen in my life, and this season especially. So yeah, the Rockets, they're going to be looking to make another postseason run with their same, I guess, core 8, you can say. I mean, they do have Jabari Smith, they have Şengün, they have Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Amen Thompson. Now they have Reed Shepard. Now they have AJ Griffin, who they just traded a second-round pick for, which was such a fleece, such low-risk, high-reward right there from Raphael Stone. We've built a core 8 right here, essentially, and it's definitely, I would say it's just like something really beautiful to see, because as a Rockets fan in 2020 and 2021, it was just like the worst feeling in the world when we had guys like John Wall, a 30-year-old John Wall, just playing, and it was just absolutely horrible to see. But now looking at where we are right now with all this young talent, all these picks, all this upside, all this potential, it definitely makes you feel like you're rewarded for watching all those bad games when you watch that 20-game losing streak from the Rockets back in 2021. So yeah, enough about that, enough about the past. We're looking to the future. So very briefly, I do want to talk about some of the guys on the team. Specifically, Alperen Şengün, he definitely was our best player last season, and he is due for the max. I don't think he's going to get it this season, and they're going to wait till next season to get it. I think it's kind of like a Tyrese Maxey type of thing where they wait a couple days and then they sign him to create more cap. So that's kind of the same thing with Alperen Şengün. He's going to be getting a max, I feel like. In terms of Jalen Green and his contract, I feel like he's definitely not worth the rookie max, but definitely is worth some money with what he's able to do. So Şengün, he's been our best player, essentially. I mean, each and every year he's played for the Rockets, he's improved his game. Not only offensively, but defensively, he's been getting a lot better there. So looking at his stats from this season, 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 54% from the 54% from the field, and 30% from 3. So Şengün, he's going to be looking to continue to build onto his career, his young career moving forward, and I think he's going to be the center of the offense, I think, in the near future. And even until now, he's still pretty much the offense of the future, considering that we ran the Fred VanVleet and Alperen Şengün pick and roll a lot last season. So we're also going to be talking about Jalen Green. I mean, I mentioned it pretty briefly that he had that March stretch of games where he just went absolutely nuclear. His best game was actually during the Thunder game where he just went absolutely nuclear and just started taking the rock and handling the offense with ease. He had that one pass to Jabari Smith, I think it was in overtime, to just seal the deal and put the dagger through the Thunder. So Jalen Green, inconsistent player for, I'd say, like 90% of the season. The 10% was the March stretch. But if he's able to not only build off from the March stretch into next season, but play consistently like that, I think he's definitely going to be worth the max. So year 4 Jalen Green is going to be a huge what if for this season. Definitely the biggest what if. I feel like if he doesn't turn out, then he's not going to get the type of money he deserves. But if he does pan out and becomes that scoring guard that we know he can, then he's going to get in that rookie max. So next, we're going to be talking about Jabari Smith and Tari Eason. Jabari Smith, I wouldn't say that he had a really horrible sophomore season. It definitely was very streaky. We saw some strides in terms of, I'd say, in every aspect of his game, in terms of efficiency, in terms of his scoring ability and defense. It actually all went up pretty well. Looking at his stats over the season, around 13.5 points per game, 8 rebounds and 1.5 assists, 45% from the field and 36% from 3. His 3-point percentage took a huge leap from his rookie year. It was a 6% raise from his rookie season, so that's pretty great. Also a 5% raise for his field goal percentages. That's also pretty great right there. His defense got a lot better. His help side defense got a lot better. Jabari Smith is definitely deserving of a pretty good extension next season when he does get it, but I don't think it's going to be anything worth like a rookie max type of deal, unless he has a really good year 3, which definitely could be possible, could definitely be in the cards. But yeah, Jabari Smith gonna be looking to improve his game in year 3. Same thing with Tari Eason. He didn't really play too much this season, especially because of injuries, but when he did play, he definitely was our biggest impact player and definitely our X factor on the team, someone that's gonna be a glue guy and just holding it down on defense and providing some good offense. So Tari Eason, I don't really need to say too much. All I will say though is that 2 of our most important guys, untouchable guys, would be Alperen Şengün and Tari Eason. That might be a hot take, but Tari Eason is definitely one of our more, if not our most valuable player in terms of assets. But, that's just me. That's my opinion. Moving on, we do have the rookie seasons from Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore. So I've been looking forward to talk about these 2 guys, especially going into their sophomore seasons. Amen Thompson, he did start off the season with an injury, I believe. So there was like a month where he wasn't really playing. But Amen Thompson, he didn't really finish with the greatest stat line: 9.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. Not really, too outstanding there. But when you watch the games, when you see what he's been able to do in the games, his stats definitely don't reflect that. 14% from 3 is definitely not great. It's on like 1 shot attempt per game, so you can't really take too much out of that. At the same time, Amen definitely needs to develop at least somewhat of a jumper to be stable in the offense, at least. I think his driving ability is definitely unmatched. His dunking ability, his athleticism is definitely unmatched on the team. Just that shot is really his weakest point in this game. So defensively, we all know what he can do too. He's just a monster on defense, and I think going into year 2, he's going to have some more duties on ball, I feel like, and be more of a primary ball handler off the bench with Fred VanVleet still in the team. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for year 2 Amen Thompson. Same thing with Cam Whitmore. We didn't get to see a lot of him in the first half of the season, but when injuries started piling up, we got to see more of him. And when he played those little minutes, he definitely had some very great impact offensively. Defensively, he's still really raw there. Definitely could use some improvement, but overall, the offense is really what we're looking for, and defense can definitely be improved on. So that's really all I wanted to talk about there. In terms of acquiring pieces this offseason, we could I'll talk about Reed Shepard later. But we did acquire Steven Adams at the trade deadline, I want to say, and then we traded AJ Griffin for a 2nd-round pick. So that's really a steal from Raphael Stone. He's done a really good job for this rebuild, I feel like. Not the best job, but definitely where he is right now, he definitely has done a pretty good job. So AJ Griffin, I won't say too much about him because I don't think he's going to do too much for the Rockets, but he's definitely part of the core 8 because he's still 20 years old and has a lot of high potential as a 3-point shooter and a defensive guy. So I don't know. The rotations are weird because we do have a lot of guys that want minutes, and adding in Reed Shepard and Aaron Holiday, who just re-signed today. Minutes are going to be hard to come by, especially for this team, and we already have like 7 or 8 guys already planned to play, and guys like Jayshawn Tate, guys like Jeff Green aren't going to be playing, clearly. So minutes are going to be hard to come by, and I feel like Reed Shepard definitely won't get those minutes, who we will be talking about right now. I've done some research about this guy even before the draft too, and he was just the perfect fit for the Rockets, in terms of what we need in terms of off-ball 3-point shooting, on-ball 3-point shooting, and even just handling the rock when he needs to. Just gives us what we need, which is just spacing. Reed Shepard, he is undersized, unfortunately, which I don't think it's going to be too bad. Fred VanVleet, an undersized guard, can definitely teach him. I don't know. Reed Shepherd, in terms of minutes, is going to be pretty hard to come by. He's definitely not going to start from day one. I mean, we already have our locks for the starting five, but off the bench, it's looking pretty scary because we have we have Tari coming back. We have, I mean, if Udoka plays Aaron Holiday's going to be there. Steven Adams is going to be there. AJ Griffin's going to be there. Like, it's going to be tough for minutes to come by. So I don't think Reed Shepherd's going to get too many minutes in his rookie season unless he has some high impact and starts showing out. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the players I want to talk about. I mean, we also did trade picks back to Brooklyn, which I definitely wanted to talk about too. We traded back their 2025 first round pick, and I think Brooklyn gave us the Suns picks for next season, or 2025 and 2026, in hopes that we do land Kevin Durant if the Suns decide to blow it up next season, which definitely I would say is kind of risking it a bit because, you know, with the Brooklyn Nets, they're going to a full rebuild. They just traded McCall. They're going to be looking to at least get a top 5 pick in this draft and hopefully get like a Cooper Flag, like a Dylan Harper. I mean, those names would be pretty good for the Houston Rockets, but I don't think we can really afford like another young talent on this team, especially like a Cooper Flag. I think for the Suns picks where we can at least have a chance of getting Kevin Durant can definitely be pretty good too, but missing out on like a Cooper Flag, it definitely sucks. So yeah, overall, where do I have this team going next season in the West? I'm thinking maybe, I mean, the highest is definitely like 5th or 6th seed. I feel like depending on if everything pans out with Alperen Şengün and Jalen Green and everyone else. Their floor, I'd say at least is like the 10th, 9th seed. I feel like they're definitely not going to be like the worst team in the league, but not the best, which I wouldn't say is the greatest because you can't be in like that middle ground where you're not good but also not great, or you're not bad either. So yeah, my prediction, they're going to be hovering around the 8th or 9th seed for the play-in. That's my hot take right there. You guys can let me know what you guys think about that. But yeah, the Rockets, they're set up for the future. They have a lot of good picks. They have a lot of future first-round picks especially, so they can use that in trades to get some more stars or more assets. They have a good core they just built, and I just think Rafael Stone has done a pretty good job for this team so far. And go Rockets. I mean, it feels good to make some Rockets videos again for all you Rockets fans out there for the channel. So hopefully the Rockets can make some noise next season. And I'm out.